My goodness. Oh, I have not stopped since 6 o'clock this morning. Ow, my back. So I'm going to do my ironing with these. So I'm opening some bar cola. Oh, that's good. Hey, let me get my chat up. How are yous? Did you see my wee pictures of my living room? All my book of stuff. Oh, I got some wee baby grows for the grandson today. Pumpkin themed ones. Right, there we are. I look a hot mess. Please excuse me. I just haven't had time to do anything. Bar, put my hair up in a bobble. That's about it. That's all I've done. Live chat. There we go. There, that's better. Jenny. Hello, good afternoon. So we've got all this ironing to do. I've got two huge. Ow. Molly, good afternoon, lovely Molly. I've got two huge laundry baskets full of ironing, so I need to just do it because I've no clothes left. Samantha, good afternoon to you too. Good afternoon. Yes, let's get on with it. What better time to do ironing than with you guys, with my friends to sit and talk to. Yes, it's all spooky in my living room, so it is. I'm dead excited. Look, I love it. I love... Yeah, Jenny, I'm glad you caught me live today as well. I'm on a bit later, you see. But I had the grandson this morning. I've not had a minute. I've got my bed and all that to change. I've stripped the bed. So I'm going to be ironing some nice bedding for my bed, so it's going to be lovely. There's my Sky. Sky, how have you been? What's been happening? Tell me. Tell me all the details. Don't leave anything out. It's been going on. It's been happening with you, Sky. I'm just plodding on doing my usual thing. Still nobody loves me. Are you? Oh, Molly, they're the best. They are the best decorations, is the homemade ones. And see, next year's going to be fabulous because the grandson will be able to do some crafts and stuff like that with him next year. So we'll be able to do lots of Halloween things together, which will be fun. Yeah, Jenny. I'm glad you caught me, love. I'm glad I saw your wee face. Oh, 3 weeks, Sky. That gives a long time for personal grooming. See, that's the thing about dating and stuff like that, isn't it? You can't just be your norm. You've got to do all that grooming and stuff like that. You've got to do all that, right? We'll do this pillow. A lone pillowcase. Don't know where this came from, but we'll do this next. I'm glad you're doing better. I'm glad you're doing better. If you want, I'll show you the living room. I'll show you my spooky decor. Just want to see it. I want to take you in and show you it. The spooky decorations. Yes, Sky, we all need that. We all need to do the only terrible thing I always found, like when you were like topping and tailing and stuff like that, is you know the rash that comes. Remember I was saying that I tried every kind of thing like cream known to man, but I still got a bit of a shaving rash the next day, which never looks pretty. That does it? Never looks pretty. And remember remember I had a boil on my bum. Remember that? And I was thinking, now I was in a dilemma. Remember, I thought, what do I do with that? Do I just bring it up and go, I've got a boil in my ass, you know, do I bring it up? Or do I just leave it for a surprise? Or do I try and cover it with foundation? And then I thought to myself, foundation on your drawers is going to look like something else, isn't it? So I just left it. There's a boil in my ass, which I'm idea about it. I can't do much about it. Do you know jacuzzis do that? See the really roasting hot water? They're prone to do that to your bottom. Right, I'll take these in first. I love a Liverpool accent as well. One of my most favourite groups came from Liverpool, not the Beatles. Frankie Goes to Hollywood. They came from Liverpool. Now, I'll turn you round. As you are walking in, this is a skeleton and it's holding a skull. That was deliberate that skeleton's holding that one. So there we go. Look, there's my wee table. I've got pumpkin lights. All my wee things. I've only got a couple of things over there, but I've got spooky bats. See them? I've got him up there. I've got a ghost up there. And I've got things dangling from the ceiling. And then over here, I've just put my Halloween tree there and lots of cobwebs and my big spider. Look at him. Dun, 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 dun. And purple spider lights. And I've got wee pumpkins down there and a nice wee spooky house. And my mirror has got my leaves and my bats. We've got that guy. That guy's even more frightening because there's a true story about that guy. See his face? It was chewed with rats. Chewed with rats. So I've got some skeletons. And then over here I've got my green lights and my advent tree. So that's pretty much it. But it's lovely at night. See with all my wee lights on? Oh, my wee Halloween thing there and stuff on there. But, you know, I like it at night. At night it's cosy with all the different colours of lights. Boston, Hannah, good afternoon or good morning to you. It is spooky. So the grandson was playing with some of the pumpkins this morning. And in Asda they've got great things. Yes, Hannah, rats. Because there was a gutter, in fact it wasn't a gutter, what's that thing called? It's, mind it overflowed a few years ago and sewage water came out. It's up the back, it's a drain thing. Right, well rats were coming for there and all of a sudden we could hear up in our loft, right, and I was like, and you could hear scratching. And I said to Peter, I said, there's rats up there. So we went out into the garden and we found a hole out there that we think the rats were getting in. And the man next door, he said he'd seen a few of them jumping about. But we've got rid of them now. There are no rats anymore. But when we brought that Halloween decoration down, it had been ate. So I thought, well, I'm not throwing it. It's even more spooky now. Even more. It's been chewed. The face has been chewed by a rat. I mean, you can't get any more Halloween than that. Of course, everything my grandson was playing with today had been washed. Let me just put that out there. I'm not letting my grandson play with rat-chewed toys. There you go, grandson. There you go, play with that. Wee rats have been playing with it. No, I wouldn't do that. There you go, there's the rats. Although, I mean, I'm questioning whether remember wee COVID the mouse? I'm questioning whether he was a actual mouse or if he was masquerading as a mouse and he was really a rat. I'm not sure, but anyway, I saved his life, so I'm just going to say he was a field mouse. Oh, yeah, see, this is it. See now, in, well, the whole of the UK probably, the rats were getting into the Halloween mood. Julie, my lovely Julie, good afternoon to you. Hope you're doing good. What was I saying? Oof. Can't mind what I was saying now. Something probably about Halloween. Anyway. What the hell was I talking about? Catherine, good afternoon. Aniska, good afternoon to you too. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about, Jenny. See, before, all we had for Halloween, right? There's my lovely Margaret. Good afternoon or good morning, Margaret. We used to just get an apple or an orange and some monkey nuts. That's what you would get. Sometimes you would get like 20 pence or something like that. But see, now it's all sweeties and stuff and toys. But I'll need to do another one of the videos this year. And every year now what did I spend last year? I spent about 70 quid, I kid you not, on Halloween sweeties, toys, fruit, all that kind of stuff, bags. An hour it lasted. An hour, and we had to put a sign up in the gate saying all out. And I felt terrible because, I mean, I thought I had it covered this year, but I don't know if they'll know that they get a good bag for this house. Yeah. Oh God, a few years ago, I thought, do you know what would be right spooky? Do you know what would be right spooky? I know, I wish I was in America at Christmas, and well, I have actually been in America at Christmas and the Halloween. Well, not Halloween, but Christmas I've been there, and it's wonderful. This year I decided, do you know what we need in a bungalow? A smoke machine. That's what we need, a smoke machine. So there I was on eBay, seen a smoke machine and bought it, right? I'm expecting a smoke machine like that, do you know what I mean? So that I could have it all misty and woo, eerie, right, when the trick-or-treaters came to the door. It was a unit like that. It was a huge unit like this, right? And I was like, oh my, that's like an industrial one. That's like one that's at the dancing, you know what I mean? That's a huge smoke machine, that. So anyway, it was remote control. It was remote control. And I had bought like a gallon of fog juice. So there we were in the living room, me and Peter, and we fill it up with the fog juice, and it's got the remote control. So we've got it all, and then the dogs are in the living room. And see, when I pressed it, brrr, brrr, it done that. And we couldn't see a thing. The whole living room was engulfed. The dogs were scampering out the living room as fast as brrr. I was like, the whole thing, we were like that. Jesus Christ, can you see me, son? Can you see me? The dogs are away hiding. Oh, I watched it, Catherine. But I knew, I've actually seen the actual crime photographs and stuff like that with Dharma. And the thing that I've always remember is, although I'm watching all of that, that's somebody's family. So I'm always thinking about that. I'm torn because I want to see it, but then again, you know, it's somebody's family members that have passed away under the most terrible circumstances. The man was evil. The man was well and truly evil, and obviously had a screw loose. No emotions, the guy. Absolutely no emotion. Even in the court, when he was in the actual court. No emotions. Yes, it is, Sky, yes. Yes, it is. It's pretty sick. And see, in his speech at the end, he says to the family members, I done it, but I didn't do it because I didn't like the guys. I did it because I loved them. Right, that's not going to cut it, Jeffrey. Do you know, and in a way I was glad that he got done inside. But then again, it was too fast. You know, that's the sadistic bit of me coming out, but too fast. He should have had a lingering death. Oh, see, I've seen all the serial killers. Another one's BTK. That's one to watch if you haven't seen him. That's another one. He done it. Yes, he done. He did play him very well. He was really, really good at portraying him. He really was. The mannerisms and everything. But see, that's an early warning signal. That's even children want to hurt animals and stuff like that. That's like a big red flag right there. That's a red flag. And he was, and his dad, you know, letting him pick up roadkill to take home. I'd be like, get that down and get your hands scrubbed. We're not taking the dead badger home. No dead badgers. I know, the poor families. See, that's it. And he's got fame and stuff like that, but in the worst possible way. And some people make jokes at it, and it's not really a joke. You know, people, that's, as I say, that's people's loved ones that's happened to. I always like to think, how would you feel if it was your loved one that happened to? Sometimes I think a good punishment would be to give the person to their relatives. I know, Catherine, his dad's a bit weird and all, wasn't he? He was, but Mum will go out and look for roadkill. Not a chance. Wash your hands, we're not picking up dead mice. I want to see what it looks inside. Yucky. That's what it looks like inside. Yucky. Oh, Molly, isn't that disgusting? That's the way it was. Hopefully, I mean, things are still quite racist. Things still are quite racist. But not as... We're getting there slowly. But they took that wee boy back to his house. They took that wee boy, was he 14? Took him back to his house. Just left him. And then they never even got fired. Yeah. Ah, Karen, good morning to you. Good morning. See, that's it. I hate the racism. Even when Tony's mum, Tony was the boy, that one got me the most, I think. Tony was the boy that was deaf and dumb. And when she had went to the police and she was saying that Tony was missing, and the police were acting as if, oh well, he's probably got into trouble, and she was like, my son's a good boy, and he was like, I feel like going in just slapping the officer. They're still together. Tony really broke my heart as well. That one, that was a. Oh, can you imagine being next door to that and that foul smell, and then realising what you'd been smelling all the months? Oh, but they should have made some kind of memorial. I think there. They should have made some kind of memorial for people to go and visit and pay their respects. I think, and I don't know why have they not done that. Why have they not done that? They should have. Oh yeah, Margaret. It's the same here though, with disabilities and stuff like that. I mean, I get it quite frequently. People look, see if I'm parking in a blue badge zone, and I've got my blue badge, right? I qualify for my blue badge because I've got walking difficulties. And I get out my car and I've got the blue badge displayed, and you see people staring at me. Do you want to know my medical details? Hold on, come out here and I'll tell you. One, I'll tell you it was happened to me since I was 6 months old. Sit down, it's going to take a while. You know, I've had it, and when I was in the wheelchair, and I could get out my car and go round to the boot, take the wheelchair out, lock the car door, and then sit in the wheelchair, and people were looking at me as if, oh, we've just seen a miracle. Did you see her? She walked from there to there. Aye, I can do small walks like that from there to there, but see the length of the town centre, I can't do it. So that, I still get it. It pisses me off it really does. It really annoys me, but you think you would get used to it, but you don't. You don't get used to it. People's ignorance, you just don't get used to it. Jessica, good afternoon. Thank you very much for coming in. Molly, I know I was... You know what that sandwich was, weren't you? You know what that bloody sandwich was. See, that's just evil. Do you know what I mean? That's just evil. That's no him doing something for him. That's him doing something to inflict harm on. Well, of course he's evil with the stuff he done, but especially with the sandwich thing as well. That was evil. But he got a pass. I mean, he got took out in too nice a way, I think. I mean, they tried to do him in the chapel, and they never managed it. Horrible, horrible man. Evil. And the dad should not have. Now, the dad wanting money for that. The man wanting money for that. The dad. I wouldn't be wanting money for that. Or see, if I did get money for that, every penny would be going to the victims' families. That's what would be happening there. I wouldn't be wanting to profit off of that. It's horrible, Julie. I get it quite a lot with people just looking at you and you know what they're thinking. You know what they're thinking. Oh, I need to tell you. Look, I've got a metal rod down the leg. Is that okay with you? Now, I'm alright parking here then. Okay. Just let me run it by you there. Yes, it should have. That's what it should have went to the families. I think they should have done something with his brain as well, but the dad was having none of it. The dad was having none of it. But I don't know. I think there's just me personally. I just think there's some people that are evil. You know, you get really good people in the world, you get funny people in the world, and you get evil people in the world. You get people that've got mental problems. I've got mental problems myself, right? But that doesn't make me evil. There's a special thing that makes them evil, and I think they're born like that. I don't think it's something that can be learned either. I think they're born like that they've just got an evil streak in them, and that's the way it is. But I thought I already knew all that whole thing already. I've seen Jeffrey Dahmer's court appearance and everything like that. Because I'm right into watching about serial killers and stuff. Because I find it interesting. So I do. I do find it interesting to watch and see the signs. Like as I say, see when children are being bad to animals and stuff like that. That's a sure sign. That's one right there. See these t-shirts my son's got? Jesus Christ. Look at this one. I don't know what, look, that means something bad, doesn't it? What the hell's that? That's like I don't know what that is. Maybe it's a pop group. I don't know. Caroline, good afternoon, good afternoon. Oh, Margaret, I get it all the time. And as I say, you think I'd be used to it, because I've had it for... I'm 50. You know, you think you would be used to it, but you don't get used to people being nasty to you. And the look, you can see the look you get. It's the same, see when I was going through the chemo. When I was going through the chemo and I had my headscarf on it, because I couldn't even see the wigs. The wigs just done my nothing. They were just too itchy and stuff like that, and I was going through enough. So I would have a nice scarf on my head, and people used to look at me as if, oh, there's the woman that's dying. You would get that look, and I got used to that. That's the dying woman look there. I got, oh, don't look at her. Don't look at her. It might be transmitted. You know, you get that kind of stuff. I'm just in to do my shopping. Just don't stare at me. Yes, Molly, so do I. Watch them all. Yes. Yeah, see, that's not right if they're parking in the children, like the area that's for mums that have got... No, we all know, especially recently with having the grandson and stuff like that. I mean, I don't need it because I can park in the disabled spot, and there's plenty of room there for his pram and stuff. But when you've got a child, there's an awful lot. You don't just go out with the child. You've got to take. It's like flitting house. It's as if you're flitting. You've got all the stuff, the changing bag. You've got the car seat. You've got the pram. You've got the buggy. You've got rain covers. You've got all that. And see if you're in a wee parent space like that, you can't get out. You can't manoeuvre. So that's why these spaces are there for people that have got children. Do you know, a few times I've actually forgot to put my blue badge up, and I thought, oh God, people are going to be like, going, there she is. Look at her. Look, I forgot to put it up my dashboard, because see if you left it in your dashboard, somebody'd break into your motor. It's just the way it is here. Somebody'd break into your motor for the blue badge. I know, Jenny, there is horrible people, but listen, there's a lot of good people out there as well, so don't lose faith in humanity. I try not to, even though a lot of people have been assholes to me, I try not to lose faith, because you do get some people that are really nice and caring and understanding, you know. It's like, I'd seen this meme that goes about, right, and a lot of people find it funny. I don't find it funny because it's pretty close to my circumstances. And it's a picture of an off-licence somewhere that sells booze, right? And outside the off-licence is a wheelchair empty. And the headline is, a miracle has happened here, meaning the person's managed to get into the shop to buy their booze and left their wheelchair. Well, so as I say, some people can walk like myself, like a wee bit, but then the pain, I'm in agony, do you know what I mean? So that's why they've got to have a wheelchair for longer bloody distances. I keep saying it, maybe some people that hadn't thought about that will be watching this live stream and go, do you know what, I never thought of that. It's not just for folk that are paralysed for the neck down. My doctor there you go. I didn't buy the wheelchair. The doctor measured me and everything for the wheelchair. So, look. I did eBay. Do you know what I'm going to buy? I'm going to buy myself a wheelchair. No, it was the NHS. The doctor measured me up for it and everything. But it becomes a stage that you're like, I don't want to have to explain all the time to everybody. I don't want to explain. Here, I had a mind when I first started my swimming. This was going back about 4 years or something like that. I had a confrontation in the pool. A wheelchair and like that. Just put me in the canal like that. After beating me to death with a Greg sausage roll. That's what that guy was wanting to do. I had just joined the swimming, right, and it's a bit, there's my edge of ASMR, good morning, or afternoon even. So I was in the pool, I didn't know everybody, see now I know everybody, but I didn't know everybody at the time, and I was a bit just doing my own thing, swimming away and stuff like that, right. So I usually use a stick from out because it helps me to lean on something, right. If I've not got a trolley or a pram to lean on, I'll take a stick so I can lean on it. So again, once I was going into the pool, I left the stick in the changing room and I had went into the pool. And this woman came over and she went, oh, we just noticed, me and so-and-so were talking, and we just noticed that you don't take your stick in when you come into the pool. Is it because the water helps you? Right? And I just went, no, I says, the water does help, right? But, and then I just started swimming again, and you know how my blood was boiling, and I kept thinking it, and I kept thinking it. And I thought, no, this is like school. So I had to stop what I was doing and go back to her and went, excuse me, can I speak to you a minute? I says, are you talking about me to other people? I says, because that's the way it sounds. I says, with you saying that, it sounds as if you've been having a conversation about me. I says, just to let you know, and told I've got a metal rod, and I went through all that, and I've had cancer, and blah, blah, blah. I went through it all bare like that. And she went, oh, I didn't mean it like that. Oh, I feel embarrassed now. I feel embarrassed now for saying that. I said, I says, look, I says, my whole life, I says, I've had people that look at me and judge me without knowing what's wrong with me. And she went, oh, I wish I hadn't said anything now. I feel embarrassed now. I thought, oh, good. do you know what? But I thought, I can't be going up here having that. I can't be coming up here to the swimming and have that kind of stuff happening. So I had to confront her. I didn't swear or nothing. I didn't raise my voice. But I told her, you know. So that happened. She was never my friend after that. Do you know what I mean? I was like, morning. Lovely Vera, good morning, my lovely Vera, good morning, and good afternoon from Scotland. Yes, Martin Goping, good morning. Yeah, Hannah, I hope she wishes we could. I'm dead embarrassed now. I'm sorry for even saying that now. Oh, we weren't talking like that. Oh, you just want to talk like that? It sounded to me as if you were saying, how come she can walk with this, she needs a stick to walk from there to there, but she doesn't need it from there to there. Well, let me tell you why. Are we alright now? Can I carry on my swim? Is that okay with you? Right, okay. It wasn't a naked lady, edge of his man. It was another woman that thinks she was hoity-toity. I couldn't have continued my swim. And I wasn't going to have a ruin in my swimming for me because I'd have felt awkward from there on, and I'd have felt awkward if I hadn't have confronted her. I'd have felt awkward every time I went up the swimming. So I thought, no, I couldn't. I'd done about 5 lengths and I was like, no, can I speak to you a minute? I thought, I'm going to just stop here, I'm going to get my membership taken off me, you know what I mean? But we're alright now. She goes at a different time than I do now, which is great. That's good for me. But that's what I got. And we were all just talking. Oh, were you just talking? Oh, okay. I was like, sounds as if he's stand talking about me. Oh no, not like that. Not like that. It sounds like it to me. That's exactly what it sounds like. Anyway, I couldn't. I know, Vera, that's, you know, I was like, I could not let that, no. No, I'm not going to let it. Because I've got problems, right, and I don't kid on about my problems, right. I don't kid on about my problems, and I'm unfortunate. I don't feel as if I'm a lucky person. I've got these problems, right. I've had problems my whole bloody life, and I try my best to be as normal as possible and do what I can do and stuff like that, even though I've got these problems. And you get a-holes. Well, I wasn't having it. I see when I came home and I told my mum and I said not to say to her, and my mum went, I'm glad you said, because I feel it going up. And I thought, oh, my wee mum. Yes, Hannah, you do. Some days it's really difficult for me to even get myself out of bed at night. I know, Jewel. See, Molly, I was just called daft in school, but I think it's like, I think it's the reading thing I've got as well, the dyslexia, because numbers muddle and words muddle, and I can read words backwards, and numbers like 62 is 26, and it's a whole thing like that I've got, and it's a task for me to read, you know, it's a real task for me to read. I was just called stupid at school, just put her in the corner, put a hat on her, get a pointy hat on her, face the wall, Linda, face the wall. This is stuff that's what happened to me. There could be a problem here, like, it was just you were daft and that was it. You're the dunce of the class. Oh well, I'm everything else, so why not? At least I'm something, eh? At least I'm something. At least I'm noticed. Oh. But yes, people should be a wee bit mean to think about things before they jump to conclusions and judgments and stuff like that. And sometimes it is difficult, but I always try and never judge anybody until I know their situation. I'm not a judgy person anyway, you know what I mean? If people have got like disabilities, it doesn't bother me. Do you know what I mean? They're still the same person. A disability doesn't define who you are. It's just something that you've got. Yeah. See, Molly, I think it's a lot better. Yeah, a Duns beat up Jenny. That's what I'd be the Duns. I'd be the Duns of the class. Um, but yeah, I think it's better now. I think the people are more educated to behavioural problems and mental disabilities and things like that. I think it's come on leaps and bounds because in my day there was no bipolar. Well, there obviously was, but nobody had any diagnosis of bipolar or anything like that. You were just branded as a crazy person. That was it. Just crazy. That was it. That's all you were branded on. She's crazy. Your daughter's crazy. That's it. That was it. But it's getting better now. Thank goodness it's getting better. Yeah, I think I'll put this bedding on my bed. It's got foxes and all that on it. Got to down, but this is a nice one for my bed, so I'm going to put this on my bed. That'd be nice. Oh, do you know what I've got for my dinner tonight? I'm going to be a greedy pig. I've got pork chops and chips tonight, and I'm going to be like Homer Simpson. Pork chops. Oh, I love a pork chop. It's going to be good. And then I can sit. You know what? I might watch Hocus Pocus or something tonight and my spooky living room. Yeah, I've had my heating on. But do you know what I was saying to the wee guy up the swimming this morning that I talked to? I fear for all the pensioners and things like that this winter. Because even my wee mum the other morning, she looked freezing cold. And she had a wee blanket around her. And I'm going, Mum, going to put the heating on? Because of the prices. The prices have rose that high that some older people are frightened to put their bloody heating on. Well, put the heating on, Mum, going to put the heating on. She sat me a wee blanket. Terrible. So we've got the energy prices soaring, we've got the petrol prices soaring, and when you go into the shops, everything's got like 50 pence added to it. Everything's got like 50 pence, if not more, added to it. Is it cold in Melbourne, Sherry? And did they say good afternoon to you? Good afternoon. It's been cold here in the morning, so I've got my water features in. I took them in on Saturday. So, because they would crack and they're like £100 each, and you know, I can't afford them. I'm a broke bitch. Can't afford. So they get brung in over the winter. But it's cold in the mornings. It's going to be frosty soon. Do you know what I need to talk to my daughter about? See the days that it's snowing here, I'm not going to be able to drive down to get the Angel. Oh my goodness, Julie. See, that's my wee mum. She's got I was saying to the guy that was swimming this morning as well, my mum, she's got a what do you call it, a blanket, a heated blanket, what do you call it, heated blanket she's got. But I remember seeing when I was a wee girl, electric blanket, that's it. See, when I was a wee girl, people's beds were going on fire with the contraptions, the heated blankets. I think they're probably safer now though. Maybe they've got a cut-off switch or something on them. But she has got a wee electric blanket. But it's terrible that it's came to that now, but that's just my mum and dad. Can you imagine some poor old people that have got no family and they've got nobody there to say to them, put your heating on, get your heating on, like that. I fear this winter's going to be, I fear that this winter's going to be bad for a lot of families in the UK. I've never known anything like this happening. It's shocking. Right, That's what I'm going to put that on my bed. Yeah, my mum loves her wee electric blanket, but she's always quite cold all the time. See, I'm always burning up. I'm burning up, and then on top of that, I've got hot flushes. So I like a cool bed. I like my bed to be nice and cold. But my mum, she can't get heat in her. But it's horrible seeing the elderly terrified to put their bloody heating on. It's a shame. But even for Christmas this year, I'm no wanting gifts or anything this year for Christmas. I'd much prefer like a card or something like that than gifts. I'm no wanting any presents or nothing like that. I would hate to think that my mum and dad were buying me stuff and they could be using it for their eating and things more important. Anyway, it's for the grandson now, the Christmas, so. Did your cancer? Oh, wonderful, Sherry. That is wonderful news. Do you know feel dead clean? I've got no boobies as well. Mine's got and kind of gouged into my armpits as well because it spread to my lymph nodes. But I remember feeling dead clean after getting them off. I felt clean. Whereas before I was feeling horrible and dirty. Now, see, since then, I've got bras and fake boobies, right? And I thought, you know what, because my shape looks weird. And I thought, you know, I'll get fake boobies. See, as soon as I even put the fake boobies on, I feel dirty again. I feel dirty again. I've got to take them off. It's not worth it. It's not worth me having that icky. That's the word for it. It's an icky feeling that I get, and it's because it felt like there was an alien growing inside my body, and basically there was an alien growing, you know, it's something that shouldn't be there, growing in your body. But that's wonderful news, Sherry. Oh my goodness. Oh, Sherry, I'm glad that you're doing good. I'm glad you're doing good, and you know, I'm the same. Do you know, I don't miss the boobs. I do not miss the boobs. The only thing that people didn't tell me right before I got the boobs off was the leakage. And Sherry, I had the draining tubes in, 2 draining tubes, and the water, the amount of water that comes out you, by the way, the amount of water, I had no idea, right? So they've got these bags. Clear bags I may add, right, and you've got the draining tubes in, draining all this liquid, and see inside it, I swear it was like octopuses or something inside it, right, that came out of my body. It was like, I don't know, it was like, obviously it was like bits of skin or something, or fat or something in it, right, but I was out my face, right, with the painkiller, and I'd be sitting poking the bag like that, and there'd be something in it like that. I'm like, that's came out of my body, and poke, and it's like that. And my daughters came up to visit me, and I'm going, look at this, poking the bag, and I'm going, Mum, going to no do that, and I'm going, look, it's like an octopus that's come out of my body. That's all. You had no idea that all that was floating about inside your body, but there you are. See, they took mine out. Mine's were only in like 3 days, right? And then they took mine's out. And see, after that, the water was just flowing out of me. I had to see the poppy training pads. I had to get poppy training pads and shove them up my jumper to try and collect some of this water that was just pouring out of me, just pouring out. But it's weird stuff floating about inside you. It was like things like that. I'm going, oh look, it's like an octopus. We've got all that inside us. Mum, going to stop poking it. I'm going, oh look. I was away a bit like that. It was out my nut. Like, playing with this draining bag. Going, that's amazing, that, eh? And then having to go to the toilet and you've got to carry these bloody draining tubes while you're going to the toilet. Oh, the whole thing. Look, Sherry, I'm glad we're over it. I'm glad we're over that now. Let's live our life now happily. Yes, that's the only that's what I always think. See, if I ever feel bad about not having boobs or anything like that, I think to myself, well, I'm alive. I'm alive, and that's the most important thing. I'm alive. But mine was the worst case scenario. Mine was, a lot of women that go and get tested and things like that, it's clear. But mine was like the worst case scenario. They were quite shocked when they found the cancer in me. No shocked as I would. I was more shocked than them, I'll tell you. I was more shocked than them. And it was like, I swear, it was like Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd. And it was the lyrics, your lips move but I can't hear what you're saying. And that's what it was like, because the doctor was talking to me and I was like, there was a whole argument happening inside my brain. I heard, he was just giving me stuff. And I was just taking it off him. Like, I had to say to my dad, what did the doctor say? Because I couldn't hear a thing. I was 2 bits. I was in my own head. So it's a... Oh, I'm glad you're okay, Sherry. Oxytocin. I don't know what that is. Is that like a pain med? I straight up got the itchy stuff, I call it. It makes you want to claw your skin off, but it helps the pain. And sometimes you've just got to be itchy, but manage your pain. Right, so listen, you've got to take it though. I mean, listen, there's some people that are like, oh, I would never take pain meds. Look, see if you need pain meds, you need to take pain meds. See if you're in excruciating pain, you need to take some kind of pain relief. You can't be sitting there rolling about screaming. And I did. I took the heavy pain med. In fact, I had it on a clicker. And they were like, press the button. See when the button turns green, press it. Look, I'd never seen the button ever turning green. I was just sitting when it was red and everything just clicking like that the whole time. Marin, my lovely Marin, good afternoon to you. How are you? Does it make you itch too? Oh, I wanted to claw my skin off. I'm coping great, Sherry. I mean, I'm coping really, really good. And I found ASMR, see, when I was going through the whole chemo and all that kind of thing. In fact, did I get the boobs off before I got radiation? I think I did. Or was that the last? I can't even remember now what steps. It was, I'm trying to think. Did I get the boobs off last? I can't remember now. I know that chemo came first. Yes, I had the whole thing. I had chemo, I had radiotherapy. And then the boobs off. I had the whole thing. After the first dose of chemo, my hair started falling out a week after it was coming out in clumps. So I took it off because I thought, and I had lovely long hair at the time and everything like that, but look, you've got to look at the bigger picture. And it makes you look at the bigger picture that my hair wasn't. That's how I see my hair now, that I can dye it all these colours, because it's no longer really, really important to me after being through what I've been through. Cherie, I'm not really, do you know, I done it for my kids. There was times that I was like, there was one particular time, and people don't tell you, but when you're getting chemo, the insides of your mouth gets really sore. Now, they say it's ulcers, right? No, It felt as if somebody took a blade and skinned the inside of my cheeks. As if it was, the inside of my cheeks was red raw, right? That's the way my mouth was. Up my nose was all scabs and sores and everything like that. And I was coming out in boils everywhere, really, really sore boils and stuff like that. And I was as white as a sheet. I was grey in colour, basically. And I felt terrible. And I had to go on the Tuesday to get all my blood work done, and then I would get the chemo on the Thursday. So I went to get all my blood work done on the Tuesday, and they said that my white blood cells were low. I had low white blood cells, so they weren't going to give me the chemo that week. They were going to wait a month. That was me breaking my bloody heart, because I had it crossed off in the calendar how many days to go. And they said, we can't, Linda, it's dangerous to give you when you're, especially your white blood cells are too low. You need to. So I had all that going on. And I remember saying, I'm not going back. That's it. I've had enough. I've had a couple of doses. I'm not going back. And my kids would look at me and I'd go, we've got to go back. I've got to go back for them. So if it wasn't for them, I don't know if I'd have threw the towel in or not. Because I didn't want to. I didn't want to date anymore. And listen, look, I don't know what, I never touched it, right? They gave me, how I'm talking about the inside of my mouth, right? They gave me this mouthwash, and it was green, like bright green, this mouthwash. And it had a warning on it saying, do not drink, it can cause hallucinations. And I'm not even touching. I didn't even touch that. I was like, I'm not eating hallucinations. That's all I need. That's all I need now is to hallucinate. I should have took it down the bars. I should have took a couple of bottles. They want some hallucinogenics. 2 swigs for £1. 2 swigs for £1. Do you know my father-in-law, he had that Paget's disease. He had that. Yeah, baby. I remember looking at the wall, and I've got the clicker on, I'm clicking away, and I'm thinking, that's like a total projection of a Marvel movie there on that wall, eh? That's amazing. And see the curtains. I remember looking at the curtains going, these curtains are fabulous. They were like brown and orange or something, and I was going, I'd love them for my living room. I've never noticed how beautiful. Have you ever noticed how beautiful hospital curtains are? My God, that's stunning. That should be in a magazine. See, when the medication wore off, I was like, oh my God, they're the ugliest curtains I've ever seen in my life. I'm sitting here going, I'm getting a pair of them. I'm going to do the whole house. The whole house is getting done in that flora, brown and orange colour. But me being usual me, right, the nurses used to always say, we always know what ward you're in, Linda, because we can hear the laughter before we reach there. Because I've always got the women all laughing, do you know what I mean? Me and my shenanigans, oh, look at that, doctor. It's never changed all these years. I'm still the same as what I was back then. Oh, I hope I get the young doctor there, eh? I hope he's coming in like, doctor, I'm ready for my examination. I've always had them all laughing, so. And when I'm in, like, it's usually like 4 people in a ward. And because I've been in hospitals probably the majority of my life, in and out of hospitals, as soon as somebody comes into the ward, I make them feel comfortable. Hiya, my name's Linda, and I'm in for this and that. See if you need a nurse or anything, or you want to know where their towels are, just give me a wee shout. I'm out here. And I'll come in for this. What are you in for? Oh, I'm in for this. You know, but I end up talking away and you know, helping them, and just because I've done it so many bloody times. Anybody that's going into the hospital say, right, what do I need to take with me? I'm going, I'll write your list. Right, a fan. You need a fan because it's hot as hell in hospitals. Boiling hot, so you need a wee fan. That's a must. Oh, Sherry, thank you so much. You bring me joy. It's a two-way thing. You give me so much joy and happiness in my life. And I'm so blessed to have you all. And I loved just sitting talking to you. I miss you. See, when I don't come on, I miss you. But I do. I've always been like in the hospital. It's like, oh, aye, my examination. That's my doctor right there. What, the youngin? Oh, the worst doctor ever was the doctor. This doctor. I was giving birth to Sophie. I was in the labour ward with Sophie, and I'd been in for like a week with contractions, but they were holding me off completely going into full blown labour until I was 37 weeks with Sophie, right? So I was in a lot of pain and stuff like that. So this doctor came over to give me an internal. Oh Jesus. He had the longest fingers I'd ever seen in my life at first, and I was like clocking on, and he's going, right, now I'll give you an internal exam and we'll see where things are. And I was like, oh Jesus, no. And I was like, Linda, you need to man up here, man up. So there I go at the internal, ankles together, flop your knees, that whole shenanigan. And he went, and I was like, oh my God, I was like, I felt as if he was getting up to my throat. I was like, oh my God, and I was like, mm. And he went, we're still at 3 centimetres dilated, we're still at 3, right? And I was like, thank God that's over me. So he went over to the wee woman, and she was younger than me, across the across the way, right? And he was like, right, after I'll give you your internal now and all that. And I was like, oh God. And then I swear this is true. Oh, mommy. Oh, mommy. Oh, mommy, daddy. Mommy, daddy, daddy, mommy. Like that. And I was going, Linda, don't laugh. This is not the time to be laughing. Mommy, daddy. Oh, mommy, daddy, daddy, mommy. I was like, oh God. I was like, oh my God. What? And I'm like, think of something sad, Linda. You need to think of Bambi. Think of Bambi. Bambi got shot. Bambi, poor Bambi. Right, okay, we've done it. And I bring my laughter down. Poor Bambi. Right. I got that fixed. Whew. Like that. So and I'm saying nothing. I'm doing a crossword or something like that in bed. I'm doing a crossword. And she comes out of bed. She went, you know something? That was the sorest internal I've ever had in my life. I tell you, I don't know how I kept it together. And I went, oh, aye, I thought, aye, big fingers that man, eh? Big finger. I don't know how I managed to keep it together. I was 21, Cherie, when I had Soph. I was 21. And I was the oldest. I swear, I was the oldest mother in the ward at 21. I was the oldest. Aye. Ooh, like that. I was like, oh my God. Like, know how you laugh like that and you're going, get it together. You can't be laughing. This is a serious situation here, so you might cut your ass. I'm in no fit state to be fighting. Oh. Lauren, good afternoon to you, Lauren, good afternoon. Aye, that was the mammy daddy lassie. And then I had another wee woman. This was a wee shame. This was a woman, and it was when I got a tendon transfer, they call it, in my leg before they done the metal rod, right? So I was in getting that done, and there was a wee woman across, right, and she kept saying Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy, 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 Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy, 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 Jimmy. And I'm going, that's a wee shame, eh? That's all she can really say is Jimmy. Jimmy, 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 Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, Jimmy. Like that. Jimmy, 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 Jimmy. Like that. That's all she would say, right? So I'm like, that's a wee shame for her, eh? Wee shame. See, 3 days into Jimmy, Jimmy, I was like, could you take her out of the ward, please? Can you take her out? They would have to take the woman, wheel her out of the ward, because that's all, Jimmy, 2 in the morning. And you're like, you're knackered and you're sore, and you've 3 days in, just Jimmy's not here. Jimmy's away. Jimmy's away with Bambi. That's where Jimmy is. You know what I mean? You lose it a bit. you start see if you're in like long term. You kind of lose the rag. I've had to apologise to a doctor one time because I was rude. But I was on the heavy medication at the time, right? And a nurse had come out to top up my medication, but obviously didn't need my chart and gave me 2 paracetamol. So I had the paracetamol and I just flicked them like that. get me decent medication, please? Like, what a bitch. So, right, anyway, so when I had sobered up, so to speak, I thought, I can't believe I'd done that. And I said to the wee nurse, listen, I says, I'm really sorry for doing that to you. I says, that I'm no like that at all. I don't know where that came from. I says, I need to apologise to you for that. I'm very sorry. She went, it's all right, Linda, we know that you were mad with it. And I was like, the same day I was kind of like pissed off with one of the doctors, and I had to say to the doctor, I'm sorry about my behaviour there, doctor. Like, that's what happens to you. You start losing it. That was the same time as the wee woman came and she was rustling in my bag at 2 a.m. No, the Jimmy woman, another woman, she was in my bag. I woke up to Russell, you know what I mean? Like, and there she was, she's in, face right into my bag. I mean, what are you doing in my bag, right? I'm thinking, she's just looking for money or something like that, you know what I mean, Chancellor? What are you doing in my bag? She says that it was either her bra or teeth. She was looking for, I've not got your teeth. And I was going, for goodness sake, that was me. There's no privacy in the hospital as it is, and you've got people raking your bag in the middle of the night. She was the woman, right? She was the woman that had, the woman that was next to me, she had went into the TV room, and this wee woman went out of her locker and took all her clothes into the toilet, and I was like, I was married at the time, and I said to my ex-husband, you're going to need to tell that woman that she's away into the toilet with all that woman's clothes, right? So next time the woman comes in with her daughter's like, oh, where is she? In the toilet. And I was like, oh God, it's going to be a fight here. The woman comes out dressed. The trousers, top, jacket and everything like that. And the woman's, that's my clothes. What are you doing wearing my clothes? It's my clothes. It's not your clothes, that's my clothes. And she went, give me that bag. That's mine. That's mine. She got a pair of knickers and she went, that's mine. She went, oh no, they're no mine. And I was like, hand sanitizer. Listen. They said that they sent me to these words. I get sent there. That's the words they sent me to. I think it's on my case notes or something like that. Put her in with the crazy folk. Put her in that word. There, that word will suit her. Cherise, I used to be a smoker and came off the cigarettes, and I got off it with the nicotine patches, the 24-hour highest dose nicotine patches, and I took up cross stitching, and everybody get lovely cross stitching stuff, because see, cross stitching and things like that, not only are you doing something with your fingers, you're using your brain the whole time because you're counting every single stitch as you go along. So that's how I got off the cigarettes. So maybe take up something like that, like cross stitching or something. And you get hooked, so you get hooked on the cross stitching. Everybody get cross stitching stuff. In fact, I've got a wee cross stitching thing over there. Where is it? See it there? Let me see if I can zoom in. Where are we? There. I cross stitched that. Wee birds. That's good that you didn't smoke for a whole week. That is good. But as I say, doing something with your hands, it takes, because a lot of the times it's your, if my zoomed right in, is that better? A lot of the time it's your brain thinking so much with your brain, thinking about the smoking the whole time, thinking about it. Whereas if you're doing something else with your hands and your brain, it kind of takes that away. I mean, I did have my moments that I wanted to have one, and this was before I even knew I had cancer. I'd actually stopped smoking, and then like 6 months, 7 months later, I found out I had cancer, and I thought, I've left it too long. But I was one of these persons that when I put out a cigarette, I'd be lighting up another. That's what I done. I was a heavy smoker. That's how I needed the nicotine patches 24 hour. Sherry, you can't, I mean, if I can do it, Andy can, because as I say, I used to, see, if I ran out of cigarettes, this is how bad I used to get. If I ran out of cigarettes, I would go to the ashtrays and open up doughts, we call them. Open them up to get bits of tobacco and I'd get a cigarette paper and make one. That's what I was like. I used to smoke. See, if I had a drink, I could go through 60 no bother. Sherry, I don't even know how much they are now. As far as I know, they're like £15 or something. They're expensive as hell. So the last time I bought a packet of cigarettes, they were like £6 or something like that. And then you've got the you've got the cigarettes that you can buy down the bars. Cigarettes that anybody want. It's always the guy with the trench coat. Anybody want to buy some cigarettes here? Cigarettes, Andy. And we bought them one time, right? We thought, yeah, that's a bargain. We bought like 100 of these cigarettes, right? And see soon as we lit it up, it's like, oh my God, it's like a firework. Burn your lips, what the hell's that? I have no idea, but that's what we get for buying the cigarettes down the bars. I don't know what was in them. Is that how much they're? £13? As I say, the last time I bought them, they were like £6 or £7 or something like that for a packet. But I used to smoke all the time. But nowadays with the vaping's good. I mean, my daughters and my son, they vape. They do the vaping. And it's much better than the actual cigarettes with the tar and all that you were getting with that. Oh, did you, Vera? Vera, it's dead cosy in there. Vera, you want to see what I got? In fact, did I take pictures? I did. I took one picture. I got the wee fella some Halloween baby grows today. So today was like a little pumpkin in his granny's house and he was playing with pumpkins and all that. And I was like, look at the pumpkin. It's the nicest pumpkin I've ever. I want to eat this pumpkin up. I'm going to eat his feeties. So he's all pumpkined up. So they've got their Halloween stuff in the shop. So I'm going to take Amanda on Saturday. We're going to go and have a look. It's dangerous us getting together and going places to look at baby clothes. See, I don't know how much beer is either because I drink my Russian flavouring, although it's not from Russia. Which is mine's 28, between 18 and 21 milliliter bottle of vodkas. I don't know how much beer is. Beer always gives me gas. I'm always gassy with beer. That's how I don't bother with beer. But I like the Russian stuff, and I'm partially a bottle of Monk's wine now and again, as we know. £20 for 6 beer? That's terrible. £20 for 6 beer? That's bad, isn't it? In fact, I'll show you one of the. I've got one of the baby grows. Yeah, me too, Molly. But I'll show you. I've got one of the baby grows here. Oh, ouch! See, oh, ouch, ouch. Oh, my back's sore. Wait, I'll show you in here. It's so cute and look. Ooh, spooky, spooky. He's got his head, you see. That was meant. Right, wait, I'll show you this. Right, wait, I'll show you this one. Right, you see this one, look. Isn't it cute? He was there the day, he was trying to get the pumpkins. Oh, ouch. Oh, my back. Oh. And he's got an orange one on that I took him home in. And he's got another one for tonight for his after his bath. Oh, yeah, Vera. Vera, yeah, he loves the pumpkins. And nothing in there's too scary. Did I make what? The baby clothes? It's 2 minutes past 3 in the afternoon. I got them from Asda this morning. Yeah, Lauren, I know. Oh, no. See, I had 2 nappies today that was poo. And I was thinking to myself, how can something so beautiful do something so smelly? Just as well Granny loves you, really. Just as well. Is it midnight there? Oh, thank you, Cherie. Well, I do try, but see, next year it's going to be better because I'm going to be up to my neck in crafts with the grandson. I was looking for a phone charger for Sophie last week, and I found my PVA glue and all that, and I was like, feathers and glitter and everything. And my house is going to be covered. Everybody's going to be getting the awesome pictures. We're going to be collecting pine cones. Everybody's getting a pine cone for Christmas. A pine cone with glitter on it, that's what you're getting. And they're the best gifts, let's face it, they're the best gifts. The homemade gifts are the best. I think we should do that more often at Christmas time, say that we're all going to make gifts instead of buying gifts. I'd prefer that. I would prefer a handmade gift than a bottle of perfume that I could get myself. Do you know what I mean? Handmade gifts are the best things. Obviously, no for the kids. The kids will be more. But I feel for that as well. See all this advertising, Xboxes and stuff like that, and there's parents out there that are feeling that they need to go into debt to buy these things for Christmas. Lauren, I've had it up the back, and you're like, oh, get this. It's going to take more than one wipe. We're going to need a handful of wipes here for this. I can't get nothing off Santa. Maybe I'll meet someone and he can kiss me underneath the mistletoe or something like that. Maybe that's what I'm asking for Santa if you're listening to me. Bring me somebody nice. Somebody that's good conversation and stuff like that. No these ones that are, do you want to see what I'm holding? No. No, I don't want to see what you're holding at all. No, thank you. I don't know any woman that's going, oh, aye. Oh, please show me what you're holding. Eh? Going to show me what you're holding. You do me your hand there. What is it you're doing? No one is. We're all like, no, going to put it away. Put Nessie back in the cave. Sherry, you go for a wee sleep. But thank you for coming in, and I hope that you continue to recover very good. And you can always get a hold of me if you need me for anything. We're getting to the bottom of one basket and then I've got another basket to do. But I'll be going soon anyway. What am I going to watch? What passes the time? See, I don't watch Aquaman anymore because that Amber Heard's in it. Aquaman, it's not because I don't love you. Yeah, Cherie, you're an absolute trooper. You're doing excellent, so you are. And you'll have a much happier life, so you will. Much happier life now that you know that it's all. I always felt dead clean, but that was the first thing I noticed after my surgeries is I felt really, really clean. Which was a great feeling because at first I thought I'm going to wake up crying and I'm going to wake up, look at myself and cry. And I didn't. I looked at myself and thought it is what it is. There's a lot more to me than a pair of boobs. So anyway, guys, how long have I been? Oh God, I've been on 75 minutes. And I'm going to be another 75 minutes. I'll need to put on, but can I watch something good? I'm going to watch something good. But I love you all very much. And I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow or not. I've got the wee fella tomorrow on Friday, so if I can get on, I'll get on. If not, I will see you on Saturday, and I love you all very much. I'm going to give you a big kiss now. Bye, everyone.